1. Hello, I'm Peggy Carruthers, Director of Custom Content at Food News Media, and I'd like to welcome you to today's webinar, Delivery Simplified with DoorDash Drive. The National Restaurant Association reports 53% of adults say purchasing takeout or delivery food is essential to the way they live, yet many restaurant operators haven't had the time or resources to launch a delivery service. Today, we'll talk about how you can make that easier. One quick note before we get started, we will be taking your questions at the end of the program, which you can submit using the functionality on your webinar console. You can ask a question at any point during the webinar, so even though we will be answering them at the end, we encourage you to ask questions as they come to you. And now to begin, Michael, please take it away.
Thanks, Peggy, and thanks everyone for joining us today. As Peggy mentioned, today we're going to talk about the latest innovation from Revel Systems, focused in helping our customers streamline their operations and improve the offering for their customers. Driver XT, powered by DoorDash Drive. I am Michael Manlapis, manage our partner program here at Revel Systems. Joining me today are Jimmy First, our product manager focused on store systems, and two of the key folks from our partner for this solution from DoorDash, Maria Shapiro and Brian Uzlowski. And just to get things kicked off before I hand over, just a little bit of table setting. You know, obviously, through COVID and beyond, the importance of delivery for restaurant operators has increased exponentially, and Revel does have a robust solution for managing those restaurants that have their own drivers. But we understand that can be a significant challenge to manage from a number of points. Hiring, retaining drivers, dealing with all the logistics and insurance required can be a heavy lift. Of course, there are other options like leveraging third-party marketplaces, but they can have their own complications. Obviously, there's a cost concern with the commissions that are charged there. You can have the wall of iPads and tablets to manage those various portals, not to mention the fact that you sacrifice the consumer relationship in many of those cases. And regardless of what avenue you choose, managing the support for issues, canceled orders, is a heavy lift. And so we've worked with DoorDash to bring a new solution forward that we think solves a lot of these issues. Jimmy?
Awesome. So this is Maria from DoorDash.
Oh, sorry.
So you guys are probably wondering, what is DoorDash Drive? So DoorDash Drive offers restaurants the option for online ordering through their website or app. So it enables delivery without having to worry about the logistics, like scheduling on drivers, or having to pay for transportation costs. Essentially, right now, you guys have online ordering for pickup, and DoorDash Drive gives you that availability to also have delivery. So what are some of the benefits of DoorDash Drive? So with DoorDash Drive, you're able to go ahead and capture additional customer demand. So if you're already on DoorDash Marketplace, which is the DoorDash app, you're having your customers order pickup and delivery via the DoorDash app. But especially in the time post-COVID, many people are wanting to go ahead and support your small business or support your restaurant directly. So this gives customers the ability to go ahead and order delivery from your website as well. So not only are you capturing the delivery volume from the DoorDash app, but you're also capturing that volume from customers that want to support you directly by ordering directly from your website. On that same vein, you're able to go ahead and have greater customer control. You're able to control that online ordering interface better. You're also able to go ahead and have improved operations with your online ordering system through Revel. You're going to have that same high quality delivery from the DoorDash driver fleet. You're not going to have as many worries as having to worry about your own internal fleet for deliveries. You're going to go ahead and have reduced costs because you're going to have that flat rate fee model. So with the DoorDash app, if you're currently using it, you're charged a commission per delivery, whereas with DoorDash Drive, where they're ordering from your website or app, you're able to go ahead and have that flat rate fee model. So to take a deeper dive on this, we want to go ahead and understand the difference between DoorDash Drive and DoorDash Marketplace. So again, with both options, your restaurant is going to be discoverable by DoorDash customers. So they're going to be able to discover you through the app, and they're also going to be able to go ahead and know that delivery is available as an option through your website. You're going to go ahead and be able to deliver orders from your own channel. So again, directly from your own app or website. You can control the aspects of the checkout interface. So you're able to go ahead and work with Revel to decide if you want to add a service fee, let's say if you want to tip your kitchen, and modify the default tip percentage. We usually find that 15% is that awesome default that you want to stick at. You can go ahead and control communications with your delivery customers, so you can decide that messaging that goes out to them in regards to delivery. And again, you have that flat rate fixed fee structure, meaning that you're going to pay a flat rate fee per each delivery rather than a commission based on the delivery amount. Awesome. I'll kick it off to you.
Hi. Hey, thank you, Maria. This is Jimmy First with Revel Systems, and I wanted to talk about what Revel Driver XT is. Driver XT is powered by DoorDash Drive, is a white label courier service and allows merchants access to DoorDash's network of drivers. Said in a different way, this is a mechanism which allows merchants who do not have the capability to do in-house delivery to do so with DoorDash's fleet while eliminating any middleware. Net result, the creation of a new revenue stream while dramatically reducing costs for our merchants. With Driver XT, they will not have to employ their own drivers or carry insurance for the burden being absorbed by DoorDash. This solution is a direct integration with our POS and our native online ordering system, which is called Online Ordering XT, or for short, OOXT. This makes the ordering process seamless for both the customer and the merchant. Additionally, each merchant has different needs based on their business model, and we have tailored the program to have the flexibility to meet those individual needs for each merchant. Lastly, as mentioned before, the economic model of Driver XT is a flat fee, which offers a significant savings, and we'll talk more about that later in this webinar. So next, I want to go over the customer and merchant experience. If you're familiar with OOXT, the experience will be the same, except customers will not have the choice of pickup or delivery on the home OOXT page. If you're not familiar with OOXT, the experience follows the easy-to-use order flow for your customers. The experience will be white labeled until the customer receives the confirmation email from Revel, which informs them that the delivery will be fulfilled by DoorDash Drive and contains a tracking link. We'll talk more about how DoorDash Drive works on the next slide. For the merchant side, we have created a new DoorDash Drive order queue on our POS. There's a new sidebar that we created that has all the pertinent information for an order and includes the DoorDash Drive tracking link so merchants can track the driver in real time. If you do have one app only set on your POS, this link will actually open within our app on the POS, so there's no issues there. A few final callouts. DoorDash Drive has a 5-mile delivery radius. However, this can be reduced to a smaller radius if you choose to do so. And with that, I'll send this over to Brian to talk a little bit about how DoorDash Drive works. Brian?
Yeah, thanks, Jimmy. Can everybody hear me?
We can.
Silence. Great. Thank you. Okay, cool. So DoorDash Drive is, like everybody said before, it's a white label fulfillment service. We basically have, this fleet of, several million drivers floating around the country, inclusive of Canada and Australia. We use that same fleet of drivers to fulfill deliveries that come in through the Drive program, as well as the Marketplace program. So, a given driver may, in one shift, completes some marketplace deliveries and some drive deliveries. They don't know the difference, and so they treat all deliveries equally. The basic principle here is, the customer's journey is going to start on your website or your app. There's no necessarily recognition or flag that DoorDash is going to facilitate the delivery. There's no DoorDash branding. It's your website. When the customer is making their order, Revel will send a ping to the Drive API to confirm that we can fulfill the delivery and when we can do it, and make sure that we are committing to being on time, and et cetera. Once we have a delivery sent through the API to our system, we'll dispatch a driver at the appropriate time. We usually try to dispatch a driver roughly 15 to 20 minutes ahead of the requested pickup time. The driver, as they're making their journey, from the assignment through to picking up the food and et cetera, the system will automatically generate status updates. Those status updates are shared with Revel via the API and can also be pushed to customers via SMS. So Dashers will pick up the order from the store, take it to the customer, just like they would any other order that might have been placed directly with DoorDash. And at the conclusion of the order, we'll complete the order just as we would, and send a confirmation to the customer and to Revel. And then last but not least, DoorDash doesn't actually collect any fees during the actual delivery. There's no you don't pay us directly for the delivery fulfillment in real time. Rather, at the end of each calendar month, DoorDash will send you an invoice. That invoice will contain all fees that you as the merchant have incurred from DoorDash during the month for delivery services, and you can make payment via credit card or ACH or whatnot. The invoice will also contain a detailed listing of all the deliveries that we completed for you during the month, or for your customers during the month. Yeah. I think that's it.
Thanks, Brian. Really great information there. And now everybody's wondering, how much does this cost? I have some good information to share with you here. There is no cost or subscription fees to enroll for Driver XT. Pricing is again based on a flat delivery fee, which starts at $6.99 per delivery. In addition to the DoorDash flat fee, Revel charges 50 cents per transaction, so add 50 cents to the fees you see here. Moreover, there are volume discounts which can bring the price down up to $1 per delivery. Note that the standard delivery fee with DoorDash Drive without the integration with our POS to merchants is $10.99. So you are seeing a significant discount by signing up for Driver XT. The fees are set up in the settings of Revel, and we made them fully customizable. The entirety of the fee can be passed through to the customer, or they can subsidize the fee as you see fit. For example, our early adopter partner, Primo Hoagies, charges $3.50 per delivery as opposed to $6.99, and they absorb the rest of the cost. To them, it's a value proposition of the traditional third-party delivery services who charge up to 30% of the total cost of the delivery order. Also, merchants can create two service fees in addition to the delivery fee, adding more flexibility. A few call-outs that are here on the screen: 100% of the tips go to DoorDash for each order, and not to the merchant. And DoorDash, as Brian mentioned, will invoice the merchant monthly on the calendar. So let's talk a little bit about the requirements for DoorDash Drive. Is your business a fit? It's a great question. The first requirement is the merchant must be in the U.S. or Canada. DoorDash Drive doesn't have Revel will not have reach outside these regions currently. We're hoping to expand to Australia in the near future. The second requirement is the merchant must have OXT enabled for this program to work. DoorDash Drive is dependent on OXT and cannot operate without it. Transaction volume is not relevant, but merchants must not have in-house delivery. However, you can use other third-party delivery providers such as DoorDash's marketplace. Lastly, Driver XT can be used by any business of any size and restaurant vertical. However, we do not have it available for specialty retail as of today. So let's talk a little bit about the merchant onboarding process. Again, there is no cost for signing up for this service. It's flat fee based. Merchants simply need to fill out a form stack with the necessary information, and then it takes DoorDash Drive 24 hours to activate the merchant from their side. From the Revel side, there are 2 new settings that need to be filled out, as you can see on the slide here. Additionally, the merchant will need to set their delivery radius and the aforementioned service fees. We purposely designed the onboarding to be as simple as possible to eliminate any barriers to you joining this program. And with that, we'll now move on to Q&A with Peggy.
Thank you for that great information. So as mentioned, we are going to be turning it over to questions from our audience. Please don't forget to use the submit functionality on your webinar console if you have a question. We do have several that have already come in, so we're going to start working through those. To begin, it says Chowly is not going to be necessary with this DoorDash integration. Is that correct?
That is correct. This is a direct integration of Revel POS, so no middleware is needed to join the program.
Perfect. And here's another one. So what happens when DoorDash drivers decide not to pick up an order due to a low tip from the customer?
Yep, I can address that. It is possible that a given driver might not want to fulfill a given delivery request. In that scenario, DoorDash presents the delivery request to all of the drivers, in a given area. Whoever picks it first, they get to go with it. If that driver decides that they don't want to fulfill that delivery request, they can unassign themselves, at which point DoorDash will automatically resurface it to the population of nearby drivers and try to find another driver.
Fantastic. It sounds like Revel online orders will be automatically routed to DoorDash, thus eliminating the pickup at store option for customers who want to come in themselves. Did I misunderstand that?
So how this is going to work is the OXT landing page is set up. Will have a new option. You'll have the pickup option that you currently have, but once you join this program, you will actually have a added option for delivery. So the OXT experience is not changing from how you see it today. However, we were adding to it with this delivery option.
Great. And somebody else is asking, what will the tracker look like?
The tracker looks exactly like the DoorDash experience now. Correct, Brian?
Yeah, that's correct. That tracker will be shared with the customer via SMS if they choose to opt into SMS notifications. And so they'll have a tracking link that opens a DoorDash page. And then that link, I think, is also available to merchants. Correct me if I'm wrong, Jimmy.
Yeah, you're correct. And they can opt into SMS, and also the POS will generate a email that'll be sent to the customer's inbox, where they also have access to that tracking link.
Wonderful. Does this allow alcohol delivery? And if so, what are the ID protocols?
So currently, we're not opening this up to any kind of specialty retail. So the answer, excuse me, I misunderstood that. So if your alcohol store, no, this won't be available to you. Brian, do you have any insight into alcohol sales from restaurants?
Yeah. So we'll have, I think, Jimmy, we'll have to, this is probably a day 2 thing that we can enable with the integration. DoorDash is able to facilitate the delivery of alcohol from restaurants as part of a food order. There are, special requirements for drivers to take a picture of the customer's ID. We do a real-time check. It takes like half a second to validate that the customer is of legal age. If you do want to include alcohol or offer alcohol for delivery as part of a food order, there are some additional forms that you will have to complete in order to be compliant with local, state, and federal regulations. But as Jimmy said, that's not currently supported in the integration. But Jimmy, like I said, we can revisit that as a day 2 item.
Perfect. Thanks, Brian.
And are there going to be any weight or size limits for the deliveries?
We do have weight and size limits. Maria, do you remember offhand what the weight and size limits are? I just don't remember what they are offhand.
I don't quite know the size limit, but the weight limit is 50 pounds.
50 pounds, yeah. Yeah, I mean, in general, think about it, you know, most of our drivers are floating around in sedans. It's very uncommon to have like a pickup truck or a minivan or a full-size van. If the food can't fit in a regular size 4-door car, fair to assume that we're going to have some trouble delivering it.
Is Puerto Rico considered a North America region?
Yes.
And is it possible to use this integration only, or will I have to also keep the regular DoorDash app?
Good question. There is no requirement to use the DoorDash marketplace in order to use this integration with DoorDash Drive. You can certainly use both, but there is no interdependency between the two. So you're welcome to choose to use DoorDash Drive and discontinue or not start using DoorDash Marketplace.
And the reverse of that, will the customer be able to order through the DoorDash app and/or DoorDash online?
As long as the merchant has a DoorDash Marketplace account, yes. But if you're using Revel and you're opting in via this integration, that doesn't create an account for you or otherwise set up your business to use the DoorDash Marketplace or the DoorDash app. They're quite independent of one another, so you'll have to sign up for DoorDash Marketplace independently of the Revel / DoorDash Drive program.
And will orders be able to be taken over the phone to use this service?
So currently we do not have the ability to take phone orders. All orders will have to be placed through OXT and consumed through the POS that way. I can tell you that we do have plans in the future to expand the service out so phone orders could be placed through the POS. However, I don't have a timeline I can share at this moment.
And would the customer be able to redeem rewards under this integration with the DoorDash order, specifically with COMO?
Michael, do you
DoorDash,
know that?
Yeah, I was going to say, like, real quick, on the DoorDash side, there's not currently like the ability to redeem promo codes or whatnot or loyalty points. Maybe, Jimmy, this could also be like a day 2 item that we could consider together, but at the moment, I think DoorDash treats everything equal.
Yeah, I think because the ordering activity happens on OOXT, there wouldn't be any change to the support for any integration with loyalty solutions there. This is just another fulfillment option, pickup versus delivery, but it would not change anything having to do with loyalty.
Yeah, and just to add on to that, the OXT experience is exactly the same as it was before. So before they place the order, they sign in, and it should bring them to their account. So again, if we have Como integration now that works with OXT, it will continue to work in the same way in the future.
Does DoorDash handle the customer service, or will the customer be routed to our listed contact information?
Good question. In general, DoorDash can handle the customer service. However, more times than not, merchants look for their customers to call them first. Like the customer may not in fact know that DoorDash is behind the scenes facilitating the delivery, so it can be a little jarring as a customer to call a number and hear DoorDash on the other end. Because the Drive service is white label and allows merchants to retain control of their brand and the ordering experience, most want to also maintain control of the support or customer interaction. So what most of our merchant partners do is have the customer call them in the event of an order issue, a delivery issue, and then the merchant can call DoorDash support. It doesn't have to work that way, but that is far and away the most common approach.
Orders will appear on the customer site as if direct from OOXT and will not show up as DoorDash at all, correct?
So we have created a DoorDash Drive order queue for the POS, and it's the orders will still come in as online orders, so they'll show up on the POS. And our current state is the purple bar on top of the POS indicates new orders that came in. That process is still going to be the same. All the orders will be in their own unique queue, again, that we've created. And once you activate DoorDash Drive, you'll access that new queue.
This person says, I think this might have already been answered, but orders placed in DoorDash, is there any way for those to get fed to Revel through this, similar to DeliverX or Kubo? I'm not sure how to pronounce that.
This integration is only for orders placed on the merchant website going to DoorDash. DoorDash does certainly have the ability to take orders through the marketplace and push them to a POS or aggregator like we do with DeliverX. Jimmy, Michael, keep me honest here. I don't believe that Revel and DoorDash Marketplace have pursued any plans just yet to build an integration in the other direction, but perhaps that's something we can consider in the future.
Yeah, Brian, I think you said it before. This is the day two consideration. It's something that we're looking at. The scope of our integration is narrow right now, just to get this off the ground. And as we start building out this program, we expect to have items like this added to give more flexibility to the program.
What is the sign-up process? Do we need to contact Revel Sales and DoorDash?
That's a great question.
For the DoorDash part.
Yes, go for it, Brian.
Sorry, Jimmy. Yeah, on the DoorDash side, you do not need to contact DoorDash. The web form that Jimmy will speak to in just a moment, I think, is all you need to do from a DoorDash perspective. All the onboarding actions from that form downstream are automated.
Absolutely. I'm going to scroll back a little bit here in our presentation. So again, we tried to make this as easy as possible for any merchant to sign on to eliminate any kind of barriers. So there's a two-part process. As Brian mentioned, there's a form stack you have to fill out that gives all the pertinent information to DoorDash Drive so they can invoice you as needed and service your establishments. From the Revel side, as you can see on the screen here, we've made it extremely simple. On the settings, we've added DoorDash Drive in the back end, and there's two different places you have to fill in. The first one's an external business name, which is also called a unique business identifier on the form stack. They mean the same thing. The information for that needs to be identical from the form stack to put into the back end settings for this to work. That's how the both systems identify each other. And then the pickup business name that you see on the screen, that's just the customer-facing name, which is printed on the receipt. And that one does not have to be unique. You can name that whatever you like. Going back to the external business name really quickly, that one has to be, again, identical to what you put into the form stack. And if you have multiple stores, each store will need a separate form stack along with a unique external business name to identify each store. However, if you have 5 stores and you want each store to be billed holistically, all you need is one form stack and then one external business name, and the magic happens on the DoorDash side to identify which store the order has been originated in.
Perfect. And to 86 an item, will we have to call DoorDash?
I think 86ing an item is only really relevant for the DoorDash marketplace. The basic idea there is you want DoorDash to disallow customers from ordering an item that's out of stock. In this scenario, DoorDash is literally just getting information that says, I need you to pick up a food from this location at this time and take it to this location. The availability of items and the customer's ordering experience are completely out of DoorDash's hands.
Under order type breakdown, will this show with the same category as online ordering, or will we have separate reporting?
From the Revel POS side, it is broken out and its own line item on the reporting.
Okay, and I think we have just one more question, which is, will the slides be sent to attendees? Yes, there will be a recording of the webinar that will be available shortly after the program. You'll receive an email letting you know when it's available. And I think that's it. So many thanks to Revel and to DoorDash for making this program possible, and to our audience for attending. I hope everyone has a great day.